where you can donate. You can also text to give, text sinkhole to 41444. People can also mail the donation to the United Way of Pasco County, and that address will be made available to you. That should indicate Sinkhole Relief Fund. And also SunTrust Bank is setting up a fund where people can donate at the bank. We are all working together to help our neighbors. For us at United Way, it's Live United. When we all work together in common purpose, we're living united. And we're hoping to work along again with Pasco County, our commissioners and all, to help those individuals who are impacted by this sinkhole. Thank you.
All right, so again, I want to reiterate the importance of what Alex Delgado and the United Way of Pasco is doing for us, because we did get asked yesterday as far as questions about the GoFundMe accounts that are starting to spring up. Are they legitimate or not? And what we want to do is protect our citizens and our donators to know that they can actually go to an actual legit website and work with the United Way of Pasco to ensure that those funds that they're donating go to the actual victims that are from this particular neighborhood. I will say that in Alice's press release, it does state that 100% of all funds donated, with no admin fees or anything like that, 100% of items donated, or I shouldn't say items, cash donated, will go to the victims of this disaster. Just a few things to update you on. This is about the most that you're going to see here today. We are still in that additional 48-hour waiting period that the Department of Environmental Protection has asked us to do. The Department of Environmental Protection will be back again today to do again another water level check, assessment, make sure that things are not growing, and we do know that that's the case, that the sinkhole is indeed dormant right now. We're going into about hour number 50-ish or so of no activity, and those are all good things. Water quality sampling will begin immediately after this press conference. We are going to allow some of you guys, or all of you guys, whoever will, around these three houses that are right here where we're staged. As we take that those water samples, you'll be more than happy to tag along for that. But we will not take you to other homes out in the neighborhood where we're going to be doing that. We want to be cognizant of the individuals and the homeowners in the community. Again, as I've been saying for the last day and a half now, we are going to test all 9 of the homes that are affected and have been evacuated. In addition to that, we're going to test an additional 11 or so homes, bringing up the total number of sample tests to 20. I was informed just before we went on camera, there were some questions about how fast will those results be turned around. The Environmental Lab with Pasco County Board of County Commission has assured me that we will have those results by 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. So again, look for a press release from Doug Tobin in reference to that. I'll take your questions in just a second. The only other information that we're going to have for you today is starting Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock. There will be some minor activity with Duke Energy. Here they are going to reset 2 poles so that they can clear the overhead obstructions for any heavy equipment that we may have coming in. So that'll occur Wednesday morning around 8 o'clock. You may have noticed that we do have 1 insurance adjuster on site, and we are working towards fulfilling those things that I've been saying over the last 2 days, and that is reaching out to the insurance companies for these 3 homes, and we're starting to coordinate and work with them. So again, I would venture to say that probably by Wednesday afternoon, we will have a coordinated and collaborative approach to the cleanup and resolving this issue with all 3 insurance companies in the county represented. I'm going to turn it over now to Emergency Operations Director Jared Hill with the Sheriff's Office, and then I'll come back up and lead the questions.
So the Sheriff's Office is going to rapidly downgrade our footprint out here right after this press conference. We plan on closing these gates. This will be a no trespassing area. As Kevin has said, we're in a recovery effort, so we want to make sure that we have ample access to anybody with that recovery effort. The Duke Energy guys, that's dangerous. We don't want anybody up here inside this fenced-in area when Duke Energy's here as well, and any homeowners that need to get in. So this will be a no trespassing area. The gates will be closed. We're going to downgrade our footprint.
All right, with that being said, I'm going to work again from my right, your left, around, and I will start with any questions. Laker, anything? Bay News 9, Channel 8, 13, networks. So Carrie, what I do know is that all three homeowners, landowners, had insurance. I have not actually been advised by their policy if they had catastrophic loss, if they had sinkhole, if they had exactly the details of their actual insurance policies. So they all three do have some type of homeowners insurance. They also, what I know for sure is in the two destroyed homes, there were actually renters inside of those homeowners' homes. Those renters, neither one of them had any type of renter's insurance. So the contents that are the renters are not covered at all. So that's a total catastrophic loss for the renters. Behind you.
Just real quick, for the 5 houses that are still evacuated, you're doing the water testing today. When will those people likely be able to return home?
Right, and I apologize in advance. I did not repeat Carrie's question, but the question here is of the 5 individuals that have been evacuated, when are we going to allow them to return home? So those 5 homes are actually inside this footprint right here. Back to what Jared said, we are going to have the chain link fence up, and we don't believe that it's safe. Engineers are telling us it's not safe as we move that heavy equipment in and out of here with the sinkhole. We don't know exactly where that safe edge is at. So we're going to be working with building engineers, with civil engineers to let us know where that's going to be. We're going to do everything in our power to get those folks back in their homes just as quickly as we possibly can. But I do know that the Board of County Commission and Human Services, as well as United Way of Pasco, Salvation Army, and the Red Cross are all standing by to assist those families with any type of needed assistance, living assistance, and so on. Terry?
One last question. Is this now a dead end, or are you going to try to rebuild the road?
All right, so the question is this now a dead end, or are we going to try to rebuild a road? There's going to be there's already been several recommendations made for how to move forward with this. That's going to be one of those conversations we start with the insurance companies and with the county stakeholders. What does this look like in the future? We're going to look at we will look at cost effectiveness with taxpayer dollars, but we're also going to work with the insurance companies. There is no legal remedy that the county has to stop one of the homeowners from rebuilding their home back on this site. We can't stop that. As long as they build a code and they follow the regulations for the rebuilding, then they, in essence, could be allowed to rebuild. Now, is there perhaps something else that we can do? There was a suggestion, and again, this was a suggestion. This is not rumor, so I'll go ahead and confirm it. One of our educational institutions, University of South Florida, a scientist said he believes that the most cost-effective remedy to this would be actually to look at possibly acquiring the property from the homeowners and then connecting Lake Paget back to the sinkhole. And then therefore we would never have to worry about this particular sinkhole again in the future. That's an option. It's one of many options. But what we will do is we will sit down with the 3 insurance companies. We will sit down with the county. We'll probably end up having a workshop with the Board of County Commission here in the very near future to talk about all of those potential options, and then we'll come up with the best option that works for the community, the homeowners, and everybody that's involved. Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me with the sinkhole, if the water flows in a particular direction underground, if your homes that are downstream need to be concerned?
So the question is, the water underground, does it flow in a particular direction, and if so, are homes downstream affected? That is a question that I do not have the answer to. I know that this Florida aquifer, I do not know which direction the Florida aquifer flows, or if it's a dormant type of water body underneath the Earth's crust here. I don't have those answers.
What were you saying about the potential danger or risk that could be posed by putting that heavy equipment in this area to sit, the significance of waiting a couple of days?
Right. So, for instance, the homeowner for the home just over my shoulder here came back in yesterday, and they were saying there's nothing wrong with the garage. There's nothing wrong with the garage. I told the young lady, I said, look, I can't let you in there because we're being told by structural engineers 25, 50 pounds of weight in any direction could cause the rest of that to collapse because of the washouts underneath. So to that end, we have to be very careful because, again, we already know that right behind us, if you see the orange paint on the road, it's marked there. Those are washouts that we already know exist. That's the ones we know exist. We don't know how much farther underneath the pavement that goes. So we're going to be working very slowly, very deliberately, very methodically as we bring that heavy equipment in so that we don't do any more damage to the situation than what's already occurred. All right? Any other questions?
Yeah,
Yes.
Compared to other sinkholes in terms of size, is this the largest we've had in the county, or do you know?
Yes, I will say, and Commissioner Starkey's been here a little bit longer than I have, but we did have a captain that said in 30 years, this is the biggest sinkhole that he's ever responded to. I did tell some of the news media previously that I believe that this is the largest one in the state of Florida in recent history. I know that Ms. Starkey's been here a long time. To your knowledge?
No, and Mrs. Cromley's been here longer than me, but I don't recall any sinkhole of this size, nor one that had water in it like this one does. It's unusual.
Right.
The final dimensions?
The final dimensions, the question was asked, are we're still holding at 225 feet by 50 feet deep.
If you could say something directly to the people impacted by this, what would you want them to hear right now? I understand it can take months to completely repair the sinkhole.
So I have personally talked to every homeowner of the 11 that have been evacuated and some of the other homeowners in the area. And what I'm telling them, the message I'm telling them is, we're going to communicate with you regularly. I'm getting email addresses from all of them, phone numbers from all of them. We're going to communicate with them every step of the way. We're going to walk this road hand in hand. We're going to keep them informed, but do not fear. We are not going to turn our back on you. We're not going to let you down. We're going to be here with you every step of the way. All of the full strength of the Board of County Commission, the Pasco Sheriff's Office, the United Way, the Red Cross, Salvation Army,
And our community.
Is all standing here with them, and we're going to work it together.
Can you repeat the donation website address, please?
Yes, Alice, do you want to come up? The question is, repeat the donation website address.
The website address is unitedwaypasco.org. That's unitedwaypasco.org. Once you get to that page, you will see the banner for the relief fund. Click on the banner. It will bring you to the donation page.
Alice, can you do the text as well?
Oh, yes.
411.
And also the text to give, you will text sinkhole 41444. Again, sinkhole 41444.
I want to say that it's so sad that these renters did not have renter's insurance, and many people, I think, don't know they can get renter's insurance, and it is really quite affordable. And I would suggest to folks to take a look, and if you don't have it, I think it's a wise decision to go ahead and reach out and get some renter's insurance. So if something happens, you don't lose everything in a few minutes like these families did.
Right, Telemundo.
Something along that line. Obviously, this is something that we cannot prevent, but a lot of people are asking, how can they know? Who could they ask to know if their property is on top of terrain that either has a single open.org?
All right, so the question is, how does a property owner, how does a renter, how does anyone know if there's if a property is subject to sinkholes? If they will go to the property appraiser's website, they have a very interactive tool that has different shades that tells you if there's been sinkhole activity in the past, sinkhole repaired activity in the past, or a sinkhole with nothing done to it in the past. All of that is available at Gary Joyner's website at the property appraiser's office for Pasco County.
I have questions to you. This kind of piggybacks off of that. There are some old historic photos that show that there used to be lakes right here on this place. Do we know if this property was built on a built-in sinkhole?
The question was, on some historic photos, they showed that there was potentially a lake here in the past. I have not seen that. I do not know that information, and we did pull all the permitting information for the last, 10, 15 years for this location, and it was noted that there were 2 sinkholes at these 2 addresses, one at each address in the past, that were remediated to a certain degree, but that's as far as the information that we had. All right. Any last minute questions? Going back around. All right, so this will conclude this press conference. We will move within about 10 minutes to doing some of those water tests at these 3 homes behind you. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be it for the day because there is going to be really no activity going on here. We won't have any new information until about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon when we get those water tests back. So this will do it for today. At some point in time, as the Sheriff's Office mentioned, we will be closing up this fence and bringing it back down to a much smaller opening, if any opening at all.
If we have anything new,
if we had
alerts and 2 hours
right.
heads up on
Yep.
press conference.
If we do have anything new, we will give it out via media alert immediately with a press conference to follow there 2 hours after. I will just again let you know that I'm going to ask Doug or Chase or most likely Doug, to send out a media alert with everybody's names and proper spelling up here for you guys. It's already been done. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. We couldn't do this without you. So again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for being here.
I want to go back and look at